Hello everyone, a very warm welcome. Today we are going to discuss about the introduction to SAT part. In this video, we'll be covering few things. The basic agenda for this particular session is to analyze or to understand the basic exam structure, a quick overview. Definitely you'll be having an experience in the introduction video, but I'm just giving you a holistic view. Then we'll be working on the syllabus of SAT with respect to mathematics type, then the types of the questions and what digital SAT is focused on, what are the skill sets required. So all of these things will be working one by one. So let's get started. In the basic exam view, you can see that the whole SAT is being divided into two major sections, that is your verbal and mathematics, both comprising of 800 marks with a point increment of 10. So you always get a score like 650, 720, 730, 740, and so on. The paper is being further divided. Verbal, they are having two modules, and similarly, math will be having two modules. So they are session adaptive. Session adaptive means that if the first module is of moderate level, then the next module totally depends upon your performance. If you do lesser mistakes in module number one, module number two is going to be harder. And if you do more number of mistakes in module number one, then module two is going to be easy. In English, you will be having 27 questions to be addressed in 32 minutes. We are two pre-tested questions. That is, pre-test questions means that these questions are there in the examination. If you if you work on them and if that question is incorrect, definitely your marks do not get hampered. They are non-tested questions. But with respect to the testing environment, we do not know that which two questions these are, so we need to perform the best in all 22 or 27 as per maths and verbal respectively. So yeah, this is the basic overview. You can take a screenshot of this for your future reference as is compare everything. This is just for a reference. Now let's analyze the basics of the mathematics part. So maths is completely being divided into four major domains. That is your algebra, advanced math, problem solving, and data analysis. And the final one is geometry and trigonometry. So these are the four major domains of mathematics. Now, in algebra, we'll be majorly working with the linear part of it, the linear equations, linear functions, linear system of two linear equations, inequalities, and absolute values. All of these things will be included in the algebra. This comprises 35% part of yours, where 13 to 15 questions are being there. When I'm saying 13 to 15 questions, these 13 to 15 questions basically refer to an overall from 44 questions. So that is the case. That means 22 plus 22 your first and second module. So as a 44 question, 13 to 15 questions will be there. Now, talking about the next one, that is your advanced maths. Advanced maths majorly comprises of functions and polynomials. The basics of the functions, what are they? That is your linear function, quadratic function, quartic function, cubic functions, all of that in a little depth. And definitely there's a concept regarding your remainder theorem and factor theorem. And it majorly covers your parabola section, which comprises a graphical version of a quadratic equation. So quadratic function as a whole is a major part where parabola and its things will be there. So that is the overall advanced math section, which again comprises 35% of the part, and 13 to 15 questions out of 44 is being expected. Moving ahead, when we talk about problem solving and data analysis, this comprises majorly your arithmetic and your statistics part. When I talk about the arithmetic, it has ratios, percentage, profit and loss, SICI, rate, speed, time, distance, time and work, all of these things. When we talk about the statistics part, it is majorly comprising with the basic concepts of statistics, that is your mean, median, mode, range, standard deviation. There are box plots also, and all of these things will be there. Probability concepts and statistical analysis. So all of these things will be covered in problem solving and data analysis, which comprises 15% of the overall examination, and 5 to 7 questions are being expected from here. Finally, we'll be working with the geometry and trigonometry. So geometry and trigonometry as a domain contains majorly your 2D and 3D figures. That is majorly the major chunk comes from triangles circles, and 2D and 3D part. Um, then we can have a very basic, that is your lines, angles part, and definitely the trigonometric version of it. So all of these things will be coming under geometry and trigonometry, where again 15% part comprises of it, and 5 to 7 questions you can expect from here. The types of questions. In the type of questions you will see, we'll be having two different categories of questions. That is your MCQ, multiple choice question with only one answer correct, which comprise the major part of the 22 section. So if I say that there are 22 questions in one module, you can expect nearly 16 to 17 questions which are MCQ category, and remaining 4 to 5 will be your gradings. So that is how the segregation of these things work. So majorly 25 and 75% part, as a broader bird's eye view you can imagine. Now, what are they? Now, when we talk about MCQ, it's only one question correct, one answer correct. That is the case. The four options being given to you. When I talk about the gradings, in gradings, the options are not being provided. When the options are not being provided, definitely you need to, uh, key down all the answer in the response box. So a box is being provided. It's basically now, when we talk about the gradients, it's student produced response questions. Boxes being provided in which you need to put your answer, right? So responses can be whatever we write on the keyboard and it gets printed on the screen is basically represented as a positive response or a negative response. Basically, that is a response. Now, what is a positive response? A positive response is basically when my answer is greater than one, right? And five characters are being allowed. Five characters. Characters itself means that what we are saying, what we are typing on the keyboard. If we are typing anything, it get printed on the screen, it's a character. If I press negative sign or one or a decimal sign or 55 divided by sign, all of those signs are basically considered in that five characters. So five characters can be 12, 34, 5, it can be 1.234, it can be 22 by 35. These are also five characters. So that is how the five characters are being made. When we talk about the negative response for an SPR, when you just need to put your answer inside of the box, so six characters are being allowed. So one extra character is being given for a reason that a negative sign should be there, which itself is a character, right? So six characters can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it can be negative of 1.234. So that is how the six characters are being there. Now, you can take a very simple example for an MCQ that how MCQ looks like. So MCQ is basically a question given to you, a circle circumference is equals to its area. What is the radius? This is instruction to the question, and followed by four options to which only one is correct. Whereas an SPR is being given to you, you just need to, no options provided, you just need to put the answer inside of the box after solving of the question. Let's understand a very small thing with the help of that what ACT basically is being focused on. We need to understand its generosity. That for all of these standard examination, they're being looking forward for your performance and your logic building as compared to the concepts that you know. For this particular question, as per my analysis from the last 13, 14 years, I have seen that people start finding the area of the triangles in between. That means what they do, they find the area of the triangle ACD and then subtract it from the area of the triangle EFD and then divide it by the whole area of the square, that is ABCD. So when you just read out towards the problem, you can easily understand that they're being asking for the shaded region area, right? The ratio of the shaded region area to the square's total area that is being asked as per the question. And most of the people do this thing, right? But this is not the way the question actually being asked for and what SAT is prominently looking forward for. SAT looks forward for the students that they basically can understand the logic building, and if they do not have that particular tool, they will be able to solve that particular problem. It's more or less building a problem solving approach. So if you look at towards this particular question, you can say that I can just split the complete square into four equal splits because the middle point is being given, that is F and E. When I do that, it is being divided into four smaller squares, and just to build the symmetry, I'm just making the diagonal of the very first one. What does it did? I do not have split it or find it any area, but I have split it a symmetric figure because it's a square into smaller sections, which are basically triangles. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And out of these eight portions, which are symmetric actually, the 1, 2, and 3 are shaded. So 3 by 8 will be my ratio, and I can easily answer C. So this is a more prominent way, and this is what the digital asset is basically focused on. You need to understand these things, and you need to work in accordance with that for every single question with respect to the sessions coming ahead. Finally, I want to show you a little about that. This is also a skill set required for the digital SAT, that is your Desmos. We are using the basic Desmos, which is being provided as per the real examination. Also, it is integrated in the exam itself. So the link is being given on the screen itself. You can use this link for this particular version of Desmos. When you open it, it majorly looks like this. So I'm just giving you a brief introduction of this, that you will be having the whole screen is being divided into two parts. The very first will be your entry plane, and this one is your graphical area. So these are the two things that is being given. And most of your entry is being done on the entry plane. So you can put any entry if you want to. Like I'm writing a very linear function, that is y is equals to 2x plus 3. So you will see that the line is being plotted along with the thing. And definitely I can look forward for the intercepts, the x and y intercepts I can see, even the intersecting points I can see. So these two things happen on this. There is a keyboard given also, so you work on this particular calculator with the help of your mouse also. On the plane itself, in this, when you click on this plus sign, the two things will be available. That is your expression and table. So table is very much helpful in putting the coordinates, for example, 1, 2. So you can see that the point is being printed over here. There's a settings menu if you want to do something. And finally, this wrench icon, which is basically a settings thing, you can choose the things. So normally we do not need to do that because they are basically default. If you want to label the X and Y axis, you can do that. And you can shift between radians and degrees for the direct questions calculations if you need that. Definitely a positive and a negative sign is being used to zoom out and zoom in. The same functionality can be done with the help of your mouse also. So you can scroll down to zoom in and scroll out for zoom out. So something you can do with the help of your mouse also. Once you have zoomed out or zoomed in, you will see that this home button will come, and when you click on it, you will go back to the default view. So this is the basics of the Desmos that you must know as an integration, and you just need to start with this. So get familiar with this because it's a very important tool for SAT, for the mathematics section itself. You can check out the Desmos course videos also. And they're being designed in such a way that whenever you work with respect to a particular topic, for that particular topic itself, that Desmos video is there. So you can learn those concepts and that Desmos friendliness with that. So that is how it is being designed for every single topic ahead. So yeah, thank you so much guys for joining in. This is just a very short introduction to DSET, and we'll catch you soon in the sessions. Good luck.